Welcome back to Portland for the 7th round of the Trans Am Series for the BF Goodrich Tires Cup. The Tommy Bahama 125. You're looking at Tommy Archer continues to lead here and is open at margin up, as we said, to about 6.5 seconds over this guy, the green and black Jag of Johnny Miller, who is having a very, very solid run here. Now, one of the reasons might just be some highly technical data equipment. And a little bit earlier in the weekend, Tommy Kendall took a moment or two and visited the data acquisition issue for our tech tip.
The computer age is not new to motorsports. The onboard data acquisition systems record things like wheel travel, vehicle speed, steering input, RPM, among other things. The uses most often talked about are how these are used to help tune the car. There's another not often discussed aspect that is equally important. Inside the inner sanctum where this precious data is stored at the Rocket Sports Transporter, they're going over the data. Johnny Miller and Paul Gianellosi are looking at all these arcane-looking traces. With one of the biggest helpers for Johnny Miller, who's run a very successful program of his own for a number of years, trying to make that final step into perpetual winner and championship contender. The aspect of using it as a driver tool to help tune him up. How important is that for you, Johnny, to have Paul's data accessible and interpreted for you?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's like running an extra session every time you go out. We learn a bunch about both the car, my driving style versus Paul's driving style, and we learn how to change setups and everything about the car and what to do. It's a fantastic tool.
Well, they've been downright hospitable, Paul, letting me in here. It's really nice of you to let me look at your dad and look over your shoulder like this.
Well, you know, Tom, after all those years of racing against you, you can see anything I got.
Except that final little bit of data that obviously he was looking to protect just a little bit. But, I mean, he's had a great run. He's now closed it up. He's made up almost a second on Tommy Archer. Now he's got to deal with some traffic. But Miller, second spot, and is definitely coming on. And he's opened it up over Bell by some 3 seconds.
Yeah, you have that yo-yo effect, the thing I alluded to with Tommy Archer's lap times. It's hard to know if he's just managing the gap or if he's really struggling inside that car. The last lap was about a second slower than Miller. He's responded this lap, and he was 2/10 quicker than Miller. So I guess there's our answer. Whether he's doing it one lap at a time because that's all he can muster, or if he's just kind of toying with them, it looks like Tommy Archer is still in control.
On board here with Miller as we watch, taking a look at our full field rundown there in the upper left. And Miller now has got to get by some of this lap traffic if he's going to have anything in the long run to take a shot at Tommy Archer, Bell third. But Paul Gianellosi still there. What a remarkable turn of events with everything that happened to be up in fourth.
It's like Christine. Just when you think you count him out, or is it Jason, I guess, on Friday the 13th. Fastest lap that time around, Paul Gianellosi, with all the trouble, he's still within shouting distance of Justin Bell for third place on a podium.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, it's about 4 seconds now, and it was much, much more than that just a few laps ago. We know Bell is in trouble with the rear tires. So Gianellosi is coming. And you know what? There's a new policy with Trans Am, and it's the high-tech trailers owners points. And, oh, somebody off there was really up straddling that curve. And right now, each car is entered as separate entries here. And the Rocket Sports team, both of their cars in the top 3. And, oh, that is a big, big hit for number 45, Steve Pelkey, coming onto the front straight. And, Tommy, the right front corner gone.
Wow, I hope he hit the outside and not the pit entrance there.
Well, he clubbed her pretty good. See him inside undoing the belts. That's always a good sign. And we're going to take you back we're just going to catch a bit of the replay here, Tommy. Let's watch for it as Pelkey in the Kane Manufacturing Mustang. See what happens here. Ooh.
He did hit the, oh my goodness. Wow. That's a big, I don't have any idea what happened. The car just turned hard right. He'd obviously been in that earlier wreck. Looks like the wheel still pointed straight ahead. I don't know if he broke a tie rod.
Yeah, or did he just lose it under hard acceleration and it just snapped and just speared the barrier. Meanwhile, there's the good news. He's waiting, obviously. Looks to be okay, and talking to his crew, waiting for some officials. And we are full course yellow late in the going here at Portland. Welcome back to Portland for the Trans Am Series for the BF Goodrich Tires Cup. We are under a full course caution here in the beautiful northwest And the reason, of course, is the incident that we saw right before we went to break. There is the scene, and they are working on cleanup, of course. We're within 5 laps of the end, so they're going to be rushing like crazy to take care of this. But, Tommy, let's go back, take a look at this in very slow motion here.
It's really hard to tell. He's right up behind the back of the other car. If I had to guess, I think he probably broke the tires loose. At this point, you're fighting it coming almost all the way out to the wall. Pretty solid front end, and Chris is with Steve Pelkey.
Here with Steve Pelkey down in pit lane. And Steve, what happened there?
Well, I was chasing Dan, my teammate. We were just having fun out there. I had a good run on him coming off for the last turn, and I caught him quicker than I thought I would because I wanted to get a good run to get him down the straightaway, but I caught him coming out of the turn. Had to turn the wheel from hitting him, and I was gassing at the same time, and the back end just came around, and that was it. The tires are old, so you can only expect so much out of them.
Are track conditions and tires becoming a big issue in the outcome of this race?
The track's great. It's a fun track. I hope they come back here next year.
Okay, I saw you wearing the Hans device there. Do you think that helped with that impact?
Well, I feel fine, so I'd hate to find out the hard way. I'm going to wear it from now on. There's no doubt about it.
Is this your first event with the Hans device?
No. We started wearing it after Mosport.
Good to see you're okay.
Well, good indeed. And, of course, there is Jim Matthews, by the way. He came by and was showing some smoke. Now we know why. I mean, he has absolutely shredded a left front tire. And, oh, Boris Sett is down in the pits. Cal?
Well, Boris is in. He's just going to go with one tire. That means he can maintain his track position once he gets back on course out of pit lane. So left rear was gone on, and Boris Sett should give him a bit more forward bite off the traction turns.
That, of course, will give him good bite out of a turn, but one new tire with 3 used ones, that could make the car a little bit, well, it could get a little nutty, actually. So he'll have to be careful. But one thing this does, the margins between Archer and Miller and Bell and Gentilozzi and Gelati and Simmel, they're gone. And we're just going to have a shootout to the finish in just a minute.